Hey, what's up everyone? How's it going now? Hey, let me just situate myself here. Alright, so today is December 29th, 2021. It's almost New Year's. And alright, my past podcast, I explained my arrest. Now we'll get into after my arrest. So yeah, after I get arrested, and it's in the newspaper and stuff, and yeah, the news, they ran with this shit. It's almost like, I believe that main cop guy, he probably knew media people or something, because before I ever got out the system, the story was all over the papers and shit, and a couple of news channels and stuff. So, yeah, I believe that they sat down. Well, actually, I have the guy's name, and he breaks down his whole investigation on me. And so obviously he was in front of media, and he did that before I was out the system. And as I've explained on this other podcast, Angel Z podcast, that yeah, my work was pretty pissed off about it, so I had to go down and talk to them about it. And I explained to them, being I'm a city employee and all, I've explained to them that I did not mention anything about my work. I was actually still locked up when this thing came out in the papers. And I said I got out and it was already the next day's newspaper out. I said I did not talk to anyone about anything that I did not discuss my job. I didn't do anything like that. That I was still going through the system waiting to see the judge. I was in a jail cell. I couldn't do that. So yeah, you had that part, and it was out in the news and everything, and I've explained to them at work I didn't do it, that I didn't talk to the press or anything like that, because I'm not allowed to. You know, according to my job, I signed an agreement. That's that. So yeah, he pretty much put everything out there, this, that, blah, blah. So from that, I kind of get the idea of what really went down and how the whole thing played itself out. And that's even if he's being honest. Like I say, especially during interrogations and shit, I don't know, like, cops do not have to be honest. They do not have to tell you the truth. They can manipulate you and do all types of crazy shit they want, man. I don't know if for some reason you guys think police officers have to tell you the truth or something. That's bullshit. Even if they do, they don't, you know, it's just a matter of writing something on a paper or whatever, you know. There's no real way of securing it. But they don't have to speak the truth. They don't. So it's another reason why it's good to keep your mouth shut. Alright, so yeah, I get arrested, I go through the system, I get out, and on the computer, the graffiti, what would you call it? The graffiti world, yeah, they got wind of my arrest, so, you know, they're posting all this shit on the internet about what I've done wrong to get myself caught. They're getting into all this shit about Instagram, and I did this wrong, and I shouldn't have never posted this and that. But the truth of the matter is, I don't believe I've done anything wrong. The bottom of the line is, there was a lot of phone calls and a lot of people complaining about the graffiti I was doing. They opened an investigation. They retrieved some video footage, surveillance footage of me with my dog committing the crime of vandalism. And they zoomed in on my dog's license. Came to my door and locked me up. What all that shit was with them snooping around my neighborhood, and people that own stores in this neighborhood, and like I said, the maintenance people in this building that I'm in, that's maybe them just trying to collect more evidence or something. Or I mean, most of the people that told me, yo, Rob, the cops came and was asking about you, this and that. You know, they said, well, we didn't tell them nothing, you know. But then again, if they go in every single store, I'm sure that some people said something. And I believe at that point it didn't even matter anyway. They had me, you know, guilty. But, you know, it's funny, when I was sitting down there talking to these police officers, actually the Vandal Squad, like I said, the portly looking fella that met me in Gastides. Yeah, it was in Gastides the day before I got arrested. I was buying some food. But yeah, he was showing me my own Instagram account, which is not mine anymore. It got hacked shortly after that arrest, actually, it got hacked. This girl I was messing with got mad at me, so she stole my account. And anyway, yeah, there's a police officer showing me my Instagram account. And he shows a picture of, it's an RD on a street sign with Jaws, you know, Jaws. I painted Jaws and I did the RD tag in the water or something like that. So yeah, he said, right, look, that's an RD tag, like, well, it's been all over the neighborhood and this and that and all over and blah, 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 blah. We're getting calls from this and that. I said, look, over there, you see that one there? So that's actually a video of me painting Batman. Yeah. Right? And he clicks on it and it's a video of me painting Batman. Yeah, that's what it was. I said, yeah, but I did not create or invent Batman. Bob Crane did that, not me. Bob Kane. Can't blame me for that. I don't see where you're going with this thing, with this Instagram. I said, for instance, and I've said this before, even before I met this man. I said, you know, if I'm at the Louvre in Paris, France, with a paintbrush in my hand, like standing like this, in front of the Mona Lisa, that does not mean that I painted the fucking Mona Lisa. I said, this picture, because then he clicked on this picture of, when I did that vulture from Looney Tunes, my mama done told me. He clicks on that, and I'm with my dog. Hey, oh, what about that? Well, you're in front of that RD. I said, so how is that a crime? I see modeling photo shoots all the time in modeling magazines and Vogue and shit. They film them downtown. They take pictures of people standing in front of graffiti all the fucking time, man. What about those angel wings that people paint and everyone stands in front of it like they got the fucking wings, man? What are you trying to say here? I said, that spot right there is, I forget, I think it was Hoe Avenue, one of them avenues up there off of Coster and like Casanova, something, one of those areas around there. I forget the actual street it's on, but that's where that RD was. I said, that's not trespassing. That's not breaking and entering or anything. That's the fucking street, man. I'm with the dog. What the fuck are you, like, I mean, there's probably just about every picture that was taken of me in the 80s is probably some source of graffiti or something behind me. I mean, the fuck, it's the South Bronx, dude. You know, that's what I told the guys. Try and find a corner without fucking graffiti on it, yo. I said, look, man, you guys, I don't know, man, someone's fucking with y'all, but I'm already a little tight, I told him. I missed a day's work. I said, I've been here since 7:40 a.m. in the morning. You people grabbed me. Now it's like 10 o'clock at night. I mean, come on, man. Just get me down to the Tombs and put me in front of the fucking judge, man. If not, let me fucking go, man, because this is crazy, man. Y'all are bugging the fuck out, man. I said, I entertain this, what did I say? I didn't say rodeo. I believe I said circus or something to that effect. Long enough. I said, if not, just, you know, put me back in my little cage there, you know, leave me the fuck alone. And I told him, you got my fingerprints, you got everything you fucking had to do to me. There's nothing else you got to do to me than put me in a fucking van and bring me down to the fucking court system. Please, just leave me the fuck alone. Anything beyond this point would be like harassment. So I go sit back in my jail cell. Fell asleep for a little while longer. And I think about 1 or 2 in the morning they pulled me out. But anyway, yeah, let's get back to this whole thing. So yeah, on the internet, when I get home, I go on the internet and people, oh, yo, Rob, man, this, that, blah, blah. And now, let me, like, a lot of people, like, sympathy, like, they're so sad that I've gotten caught. But then, I mean, all right, but these are the same exact people that have spent the last 20 years, as long as the internet's been around, and as long as they were able to actually do it. I mean, according to Sammy, I never went there, but the AOL chat room graffiti thing, the graffiti chat rooms, apparently, I never went on that, but according to Sammy, which would have no reason to make it up, and I do remember all night and day hearing, you've got mail, and shit like that, and, you know, I remember the stress involved with it and shit on his part, but, you know, I never went on the thing. But when I was on Saster started, yes, I put my name on that fucking thing every day, all day. Not every day, all day, but for a good 5 months, 6 months straight. Then it would stop for a while, and then maybe someone else would get a wind of it and start doing it again and shit. You know, just trying. But these are the same exact people now. Like, oh man, damn, they got you, Rob. I feel so bad. Like, get the fuck out of here. You guys ever hear this expression called, with friends like that, who needs enemies? Well, you know how I word that? With friends like that, who needs a fucking enema? For real, like these same fucking people. And I mean, like I said, these are the people that like made books and like websites and this and that. And I don't know, I can't understand that for the life of me. And a lot of people go, oh, come on, Rob, that was so long ago and you're still bitching about this, you're still bitching. But yo, that shit really hurt me because it's like, if you're going to participate in a sport or a game or graffiti or something like that, you don't cheat, man. It's like me, all right, just think of it in the sense of how can I look at it? I guess with weights, if you're into powerlifting, and you're doing a deadlift, you want to know how much you're deadlifting off the ground. If you're in competition, you're moving a certain amount of weight, inch away from your shins, lifting it up till you're erect. At that point, that is one deadlift. So, you don't want to cheat on that. Like, if you're really in the sport and you're really playing the fucking game, you can't cheat. Like, that just makes you like a nobody. And that's kind of like what everyone and their mother did to me. And that's honestly how I viewed everyone and their mother. And I mean, I know a lot of the camps that were doing this, and I know a lot of the people that were responsible for it. And these, I mean, even though some of them could use fake names and this and that, but as years go by, certain people become my friend, other people don't become my friend or become my enemy, and I get information, you know. I never get, like, documented proof. Like, people email me, send me on messages, yo, this was a... And I honestly have another kick about that. That, you know, my father once said that. He said, son, I'd pay less attention to the information given to you. Nothing to do with graffiti, just a different situation I was in when I was in my 20s. And my father, he said that to me. He said, son, I wouldn't worry about the information that you're hearing. I'd be more concerned about the person giving you the information, you know? And that's kind of stuck with me. Like, in other words, say someone's supposed to be my boy, you know? And, oh, yo, this one said that and this and that. And, I mean, are they really looking out for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. People talk shit about people all the time. I just got in a whole big, well, like people were saying shit. I never repeated it back to the person. I never found any interest in it. I mean, this is going on, and it's just life stories, nothing to even do with graffiti, you know. And actually, I'm going to come down the path of one. So anyway, all right, yeah. So all the same people who were talking all this shit and trying to get me locked the fuck up, all of a sudden, they feel bad for me or something like that, you know. Really, what they're really doing is they're just trying to get the scoop, the inside info, you know what I mean? And of course, I don't tell them nothing, you know. But yeah, I found that interesting. Then also, you had people that started getting at me. Like, fucking RD can't do shit. Yo, they locked that motherfucker, yo. He can't write graffiti no more. RD, we just fucking dull his teeth, you know? Like, y'all got me on some kind of leash or something. No, for real. People started going over me, acting like my shit ain't even there. Send 4, he was the funniest out of all of them. It's like I said, you know, I get arrested and shit, and it's like 2-3 weeks go by. And I'm coming out of my building that I work at. Now, I come out that building and I buy a coffee every morning, about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Every fucking morning, from Monday to Friday. At this point anyway in my life. Well, one day I come out and the fire hydrant says RD on one side and Send 4 on the other side. It's like a Tuesday. And on Wednesday I come out and get my coffee. I didn't notice it going in the building. I come out and get my coffee. I'm looking at it. It should say Send 4, Send 4. But he just buffed my one side and left his other side. You know, and you can even see like black spray paint on the fucking sidewalk, right? So like this motherfucker. You know, I wait till lunchtime and shit. I walk all the way down First Avenue. He did it to me, you know, the whole fucking way, man. Just buffed me out and did a fucking Send 4 tag right over it, right? So I fixed his wagon. I was like, oh motherfucker, you know. And I just put on a fucking helmet. I'll put the video there. I don't want to waste time on talking on the story, but you'll see what I did to his ass. I put a construction helmet on. I just act like it was my job, buffing fire hydrants. I mean, how can I possibly get in trouble for that? You know? Yeah, there was a couple of funny stories. There's another one, actually. It's like that Friday night. No, that Saturday morning, actually. That Friday night I was supposed to meet up, but Saturday morning, Sunday morning, I'm sorry. It was Sunday morning. I already had planned to do the Bowery wall. You know, the wall on Houston, Bowery, whatever down there. And they had some weird shit on. So I was planning on doing that wall. But after my arrest, a couple of days sleep, I said, fuck it, I'll still do it. There's a simple fact that that wall is run by a woman that is doing all this Art Basel shit. Wyone or whatever the fuck her name is. Will Moline or some shit, I don't know. But anyway, she promotes street art and she sells street art and she's an art gallery owner. Very well plugged in woman. One of the top people in Art Basel, I believe, with that whole thing that goes on there. I might be wrong. I've never been to Art Basel a day in my life. I actually, yeah, I've been to Florida, but yeah, I went with my wife once, yeah. But other than that, yeah. Anyway, getting back to it, I figured, how is she gonna call the cops or do anything if I fuck with this wall here? It was some weird shit that they did on it, you know. I said, fuck it, I'll do it. You know, fuck, she can't rat me out. That'll like blow up her whole fucking gig as far as it goes with her being some kind of street art archivist or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know, because I look at it like I am the man. You know, when it comes to graph, they should be honored that I'm doing this to the wall. But anyway, yeah, at the last minute, I chickened out. And I was with this girl, Anna, and she did a big Anna on the fucking thing. Alright, so now I get home after that. You know, it's a bunch of shit on the computer. Yo, bitch, this, that, and blah, 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 about her doing that thing or something like that. You know? So now I get all these messages. Like, yo, you ain't fucking have enough problem, this, that, blah, 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 blah. I'll call a vandal squad on you, Robert Dyer, RD, and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. Don't you have a child to look after? And I'm thinking to myself, shit, you know, kind of weird. The fuck? I didn't even do nothing on the wall. So, I copied this thing, and I posted it on my Instagram. Right? It's a true fucking story. There was a woman that was doing this to me. And she threatened to beat the living shit out of this Anna person and all types of crazy shit. Right? So I said, yo, I see this woman is following a lot of you people and your people are following her. Whoever the fuck she is, don't matter. She's a fucking rat. I don't think I cursed. I think I wrote it very politically correct and all. And I said, however, you know, she's rat, and look, she's threatening to call the cops and have my son taken from me. And I posted on my thing, right? So now this guy Dover, you know, my boy Dover, I've talked about him in the past. I've known Dover since he was like 10 years old. I used to, before Dover even wrote Graffiti, he was sitting there while we were doing hole cards. No lying. You can ask him, he's still alive. Me, Lace, JJ, we'd all hang out. Dover, he wasn't even Dover at that point. He didn't even write Graffiti, and he would come with us to the train layups to under Central Park. He went with the Sixers, all types of places. Dover would come with us and hang out, and then eventually started writing Dover. And we did have a falling out. I myself did not have a problem with him, and he wound up realizing that, you know, this shit's crazy. These dudes are bugging. So he went and jumped and started hanging out with JAXTC. He became JAXTC's bomber partner. Now, the reason he left us is, I get it. Like I've explained before, I didn't get into detail on it, but today I'll get into detail on it. He got in trouble. What happened is my people up here, actually these same buildings I live in, like I said before, back in the days it used to be filled all with Germans, Irish people, and Hungarians. That's it. A couple of Italians here and there, a few Jews. That's about it. That was the general makeup of these buildings. So they called them one day, the same buildings I'm in right now, but the next street over, like right behind my building. They call, like, Yo, D, what are you up to, man? This, that, blah. This is when he is Dover, of course. D, you know. I'm like, yo, Dover, what are you up to, man? You got this, that. So Dover's like, not much. He's like, yo, you can help me move a rug. It's a crazy fucking story. It's a true fucking story. So, yeah, the dude writes graffiti also, but I'm not going to go blowing him up or nothing like that. So he's like, yo, you know, he used to write graffiti. It never really amounted to much, but he was out there with us. So he's like, yo, Dover, man, I need you to help me move this rug. You know, cleaning up my apartment, right? So Dover's like, yeah, sure. So they carry it down the stairs, right? He's like, yeah, there's a dumpster around the corner. There's a dumpster around the corner. I want to throw the rug in the dumpster, you know? And Dover's like, yeah, okay. So carrying this big wrong rug, right? So I don't know who hopped up on the dumpster, hoisted it or anything. It was a big rug. But anyway, the cops just happened to be coming around the corner in a car. Right? As Dover and this guy is hoisting this rug into the dumpster, right? Now, as this fucking rug is going in the dumpster, a fucking arm falls out of it. Like a woman's arm. I'm sorry to be laughing at this shit, but, yo, you can't make this shit up. A woman's fucking arm falls out of the fucking thing. The cops stopped, and I think the other guy ran away, and Orlando Dover got caught. And they locked his ass up. Now, you would think someone's going to get in a lot of trouble for something like that, but apparently it's not that big a deal if you're throwing out a dead body. It's a different story if you killed the person. But to be disposing of a dead body, it's like a misdemeanor or something. So, but he kept his mouth shut. I mean, he definitely got stuck in Rikers for a while, you know. Anyway, after that shit, he was like, yo, man, fuck that. I'm going to hang out with J.A. XTC. These dudes are bugging, you know. But yeah, and he hung out with them for a while. And then anyway, I get back in touch with Dover after my arrest and stuff. And actually, during my arrest, before my arrest, I was hanging out with Dover, actually writing a little bit of graffiti with Dover at that point. And then, like I said, someone on Instagram was threatening to call the police on me and get me in trouble and get my son taken from me, and they want to beat the living shit out of this Anna person and this and that and blah, 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 because she did that Bowery wall, right? And like I've explained, I took that comment, copied it, and posted it on my Instagram. And I said, yeah, you motherfuckers hear about me getting locked up. Look at that. That's why, okay? Nah, I did that. So then shortly after that, like I said, me and Dover's cool. I had nothing to do with that body shit and nothing like that. But anyway, we cool and all, you know. So then he gets in touch with me. He's like, yo, Rob, can you do me a favor? He actually calls me. I was hanging out with Dover a couple of times a week at that point. Criminal shit. So, yeah. Now, he gets in touch with me, calls the phone. My son comes in and gives me the phone. I don't have a phone. I'll explain that. I have explained that. Ever since my brother got locked up, I got rid of my phone. But anyway, yeah, Dover's on the phone. He's like, Rob, can you do me a favor, man? So I'm like, what's up, bro? How's it going, man? I'm like, all right, man. You gotta do me a favor, man. Please delete that fucking post. I'm like, yo, dude, man, fuck that bitch, man. This, that. Yo, nah, man. What the fuck? Who is that? You know who that is, motherfucker? And he's like, yo, that's my girl. That's my girl, man. I'm like, what the fuck is that bitch doing fucking that? Yo, what? And she's still your girl. After posting this shit about me, she's still your girl. He's like, come on, you know. All right, I'll delete it. I deleted it. And after that, I don't know, a few months have passed and this and that. And I just couldn't do it. So I'm like, yo, D, man, we're done, bro. I ain't hang out with Dover no more. Like, yo, that shit was weird, man. Yeah, that was weird. What is his girlfriend? She's a big woman, man. She's a big woman that rocks a mullet. Her head shaved here. And she's like older than me and shit. And Dover's like 10 years younger than me or something, man. But anyway, I mean, it sounds like I'm talking shit. But yeah, no, I am talking shit. Because fuck that, yo. This same person, the same exact person is doing all this Rikers Island reform. Oh, free everyone in Rikers Island. But yeah, you want to lock my fucking ass up? And even though nothing would happen to my child, there's people out there that I got plans in action. If something like that ever does happen to me, nothing's going to happen to my man. It's my kid, you know? But yeah, just to even think that and to post that. And then to sit there with signs picketing the closed fucking Rikers Island. Like, yo, that's some sick, twisted shit, yo. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Wow. Yeah, there's that. So, yeah, we're going to end right about there. One more thing. Sergio. I was explaining before. A lot of you guys, yes, to asking me about Sergio. Yes, that is the same as the Sergio I was talking about in my last podcast. Used to pick on those RTW guys. Yes, the same exact Sergio. Used to sell the Christmas trees over there, and he used to sell pumpkins around Halloween. Yeah, that's him. Yep, he shot that dude too. Killed that guy in that malt shop, the ice cream parlor, 60th Street, 61st Street, First Avenue. The malt shop there, right next to that little, it used to be a porno theater back then. I'll tell you a wild story about that. I'm really trying to keep my videos short, but this kind of fits into play. Yeah, in about 1977, 1978, Sergio walked into that ice cream parlor. It was a weird place because it's like an Optimo shop in the front where you could buy like little Mary Janes. It's like a little neighborhood store. I'd be in there every Sunday at night to get the Sunday paper when it comes out. You know, every Sunday. And he would be in there. He used to go out with this girl, Maria. And Sergio was probably about 5 years older than me. So he's probably about 17, 18, 19 maybe at that point. Maybe 20, 21. Yeah, no, he would probably be about 60-something by now. But anyway, yeah. So he went in there, he robbed the place, and killed the owner of the store. Shot him. Dead. Now, many years passed. Like I said, that happened 1978, 77, 78, 79, late 70s. Now, we're in 1999. And I see this weird piece of hair hanging out my head and shit. You know, I guess. Pretty, you know. Alright. So, yeah, like 1999 into 2000. I'm going out with this girl that lives in Queens. Now, she is coming over, she's coming with me to meet my mother. I forget if it was my mother's birthday or whatever the fuck it was, but it's not like I introduce my girlfriends to my mother. I'm not a mama's boy. My mother never liked anyone I screwed around with anyway. But for some reason we're meeting up. I don't remember, maybe her birthday or maybe it was around Christmas or some shit like that. I do not remember, but we did go to meet my mother. I don't know how the whole thing transpired. I think I was hanging out in the back, and I come in, and all of a sudden they're talking about that shooting that took place in 1977, 1978. The shooting that happened on 60th Street, 61st Street, First Avenue, in that malt / newspaper / candy store. And I honestly forget how the conversation came up. I think it might have had something to do with a photograph. My mother knew the people that worked in that store and owned that store. My mother knew them. And I think maybe the girl was like, yo, that looks like so-and-so, you know, and then my mother's like, that is so-and-so. Oh, what a small world, and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. And it winds up that that was this dude who wrote Yes, P-O-W, and he was down with KRT. It was his father that Sergio shot and killed. There's also another brother, a big tall guy, Chris for mayor. He used to write Romeo. Yeah, him also. So, yeah, Sergio killed their father, shot him and killed him. Sergio also killed the guy on 66, 67. No, it's, I don't even know what it's like a magic store, but it also sells pranks, like whippy cushions, you know, when you sit on them, they go, you know, smoke bombs and little tricks like electric hand buzzer, bzz, you know, like magic. Also, a lot of magic tricks they would sell in that store. Yeah, Sergio killed that guy too. I mean, like I've explained in my past podcasts, Sergio himself got killed. They shot him in the head on 79th Street, First Avenue, probably around 80 or 81. I'm bad with that year because you got to realize 80, I was what, 11 years old? 11, maybe 12 years old in 1980, so I was young. I hung out with Sergio. He's the person we used to break into these mom and pop pharmacies through the floor with a crowbar and ripped apart the rafters and squeezed my little skinny ass right up in there. I was a child, 9, 10 years old doing that shit. I'd steal all the good drugs, bring them, squeeze them through. Anyway, he got killed robbing a drugstore. His pharmacy on 79th Street, First Avenue. He kept going in the same exact drugstore, robbing the guy, pulling out a gun, putting it to the guy's head, saying, yo, give me all this, that, blah, 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 blah. Then he would take this pharmacist. It's like a little mom and pop pharmacy, not like today, these big CVS's and stuff. Then he would take the guy and lock him in his own bathroom. In this pharmacy, there was a bathroom they would have for employees only. Well, he'd lock the guy in the bathroom. So eventually the guy got an idea to keep a gun in the bathroom and loosen the latch to the lock of the door. So Sergio locked the guy in the bathroom. The guy waited a minute or two, kicked open the door, and shot Sergio in the head. As I remember from the news reports and from what I've seen and heard, yeah, Sergio was literally holding the door out to go out when he got shot in the head. Clean shot, boom. So yeah, he's dead. And I knew Sergio. He was a friend of mine. I used to hang out with him a lot, you know, when we were younger, because, you know, I used to thief and steal shit. He used to thief and steal shit, you know. But yeah, yeah, that's the same as Zach Sergio. Yeah. All right, people, we'll leave it there. Now, keep your eye open for, like I was saying about this Sen 4 guy, when he started going right over my hydrants. I literally dressed like a construction worker and just started buffing all his fucking hydrants all over the place. I was videoing and put it on YouTube because I figured, what are the cops going to do? Like, I mean, technically, I guess I'm fucking doing it. You know, I'm painting a fire hydrant. But if I got black paint and the fire hydrant's black and I'm just going over graffiti, I could just act like some upset neighborhood watch type guy, you know. If the construction worker uniform didn't pull me through. Yeah. All right, people. Yo, New Year's. It's right around the bend. Hey, what's up, everyone? Real quick. I watched through my past video before I put it on and see if there's anything in there that needs explaining. No, everything seems pretty good on this one. One thing I want to explain about my Instagram account. All the graffiti that I actually had on that one was very old graffiti. I never posted nothing new of mine on that site. It was trains. It was like whole cars I did, top to bottoms, insides, you know, shit like that. And me painting street signs, canvases, subway maps. That's all that was on there. There was nothing of any new graffiti on that particular account. So, shit, I don't see how that's a mistake if I'm putting something on that I've done 20-something years ago, or 30 years at that point, 20-something years or something before that actual moment in life, yeah. I don't see any problem with that. Posting something so long ago, I mean, the statute of limitations and shit, you know. Yeah, that's the only thing I could say differently about that whole thing. And the fact that that Sen 4 RD fire hydrant in front of my job, where I come out every day, Monday to Friday, and buy a cup of coffee, that hydrant said RD and Sen 4 on it for like 8 years straight. I've been looking at it saying that. And then one day, Wednesday, I come out and I'm like, it says Sen 4, Sen 4. Yeah, it was like 8 years that shit was running. That's one of the reasons I stuck with fire hydrants, is because they never buffer. Yeah, it was like 8 years. It's not like they buffed it. I've been looking at the same hydrant for 8 years. It's been saying Sen 4 RD. 8 fucking years. Yeah.
Make the mark in society, not on society. Yeah. The real gangster, bitch.
Don't be a graffiti chump. Be a graffiti champ, like the real deal. Wet paint here, people. Wet paint. That's exactly right. Come on, video over here.